it a second. And we should be live and ready to go. Alright.
Welcome back to the chaos.
Yes.
Yeah.
I tweeted that this should be, I have a feeling this will be a great session, and then immediately had technical
Just so
difficulties.
Because it's the session I'm not playing in. You're like, well, it's gonna be great.
We
Tori's
warned you all last session that writingness we had last week is not consistent.
That's true. That's very true. Did you post the thing?
Not yet, I'm writing it now. D&D session 27. That's 4 W's, not 3. Copy. There we go. That should work. Alright. So, as you all can see on the stream, we have a person with a camera for one, again,
Yay!
which may or may not stick. Also, last week after the session, I wound up passing out before the stream, the charity stream that Zengetsu announced. Sorry about that.
That actually went off really well. We hit our goal within 2 hours, which was super nice.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's
I was
good.
already asleep. I got work in the morning.
I just realized that Seribot has lowercase s, capital E-R-Y, lowercase b, a capital O-T. That must be their April Fool's joke.
It's April Fools.
Yep. I
Forgot about that.
Yeah, I've been trying to
Played a
avoid
prank.
a lot of social media today.
Should have played a prank. Dang. I had such a good opportunity. I work
Okay.
with kids. Kids love pranks.
Kids love pranks.
Yeah.
Adults find them inconvenient and traumatizing.
Agreed, but kids, they love them. I should have done something. Dang. I'll have to think about it for next year.
Yeah,
haven't pulled
so
an April Fool's prank in a long time.
I don't think I ever have.
I mentioned it in the Discord, but I'm kind of the kind of person who thinks that, who like sees an alert, the red circle with the number in it, as you need to get to here and turn it off, and then you can turn it off, you know. So when some of the servers started putting that in their actual profile images, I can't get it to go away. It actually bothers me.
That, unfortunately, would be the joke.
Yeah.
What? 5-minute crafts is so weird.
They're very odd.
It's this.
Alright, and once every week, when we do play, I get to post a D&D Beyond server. Okay. tavern. There's the tavern. And Sparrowbell auto alerts. Okay, so that's that. Now all I gotta do is Facebook and Twitter. And then I'll be done with all my shilling. Hey,
Okay, do you wanna hear
Druid.
a big
Hey,
bummer?
Vidalia. V.
I found out today that what is it, like Good Friday or something, like the Friday before Easter?
Mhm.
I'm the only person at my work who has to work on Good Friday
Well,
because I'm the only person with a school that's open and running.
Jeez. Wow.
I mean, I'm sure the full-time people will be in the office, but like, I'm the only one that actually has to work. It's like, wow, what a bummer. Everybody else gets the day off but me.
I felt that a lot when I was a contractor. A lot of people in my company would get days off that I'd have to sit there for. Because I wasn't people.
what? You weren't people?
That was the joke. Is
Ah.
that we weren't actually people because we were contractors.
Ah,
We didn't get sick time or vacation or days off or nothing because we were contractors.
I hope that's changed since then.
Now that I'm an employee, yeah. Being a contractor still sucks.
Topics. Alright. Tweet. Newborns are hard, man. You know how I said don't do pregnancy? Even more so, don't do pregnancy. Thank you, V, for those words of insight.
We've all taken your advice to heart.
It's always at the back of my mind.
Alright, I think I'm done with all of my shilling.
Which would you rather Which would you guys rather go to? Fort Zombie or Fort Bones?
Fort. What?
Fort Zombie or Fort Bones? What
Now,
sounds
is
like
the fort made of bones or bones inside of it? This is
Ye-
a very important question.
you just get the name.
I pick bones because I mean, bones are brittle.
Yeah. That's how this works in
No.
D&D, right? It's just like Skyrim. One
Zombies,
hit and they're
it's
all
like-
dead.
With zombies, it's like gross, like sloshing flesh. Bones
I
is
was
just
gonna say,
bones. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like Fort Bones wouldn't smell as bad.
I mean, who said it was just bones?
If it's zombies and bones, at least you got the bones to fight off the zombies, and not just zombies.
That's the trick. You go to Fort Zombie, it's actually just a normal place, and people just are really tired.
Fort Bones is just like a leftover chicken wing place where it's just all the thrown aside chicken wings.
Vegetarian. I'll go hungry.
Bones
They're already
aren't
all
meat.
eaten though. It's just the bones left over.
Well, I know,
from
but you know,
flames.
people usually leave a little bit left. You know what I mean? You guys could munch.
Alright, I'm ready to go whenever.
I feel like not everybody is like a master at eating chicken wings.
Excuse me. I'm good to go, despite my yawning.
Surprisingly, I am good to go with my no character playing self.
That's why I've got an energy drink, man.
Yes, we have Tori tonight playing the illustrious position of peanut gallery.
Yeah, I'm going to heckle and
God.
criticize everything.
Alright, we've zoomed in.
All right, so last session, you guys had decided to go into and see what all the chanting was about downstairs. You moved in, you found a couple of things in some of the rooms, but you ended up facing off against the larger group of these frog-like creatures. There was red ones, blue ones, green ones, and then a gray one that was seemingly leading the chant, facing this large slab with intricate runes and had a bit of an emanation of magic coming from it. You guys ensued battle with Rhett taking the head of the battle before being quickly frightened and running off and not being a part of the battle at all.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I did
And
nothing.
the rest of the combat was a bit of a stress situation as you guys were surrounded quickly, and these creatures not only were strong, but they had regenerative properties too. But something seemed to be a little off. They seemed to be almost intentionally fighting less effective than they could. They seemed to be pulling their punches, as it were. Some of you took this, interpreted this in your own way, and decided to concentrate your attacks on the slab, casting powerful spells at it to break it, essentially, which you all succeeded on. Unfortunately, that was to the plans of the individuals that were there. You realized, unfortunately, too late that the creatures had lured you all down here, and for some reason unknown to you, needed you all to break the slab, which is what they wanted. Bali, who had been your companion through this, transformed into a black looking creature with a large greatsword on its back, seemed to be the head, the actual leader of this group of creatures. He thanked you all for playing your roles expertly, and even let you all leave without another scratch on you for completing such a task. What was left after the slab was destroyed was a small, almost infinitesimal orb of black that was letting off these cracks of purple energy that streaked across the walls, and an emanation of very evil magic coming from it, which they all immediately turned to and began worshiping and chanting in their odd language. As you guys were all leaving, Rhett finally got over their fear and decided to come back and continue their mission, and decided to fight regardless of what everyone else said or tried to stop them from going in there. The rest of you decided that there was no stopping them and left. Unknown what has happened to Rhett, unfortunately, at this point, but you guys found an elevator that was provided to you by the black creature, and you all took it up. You left through what you found was a secret entrance in a large hill, and mourning the loss of another companion, you all decided to just head back to Zilspar for now to try to reevaluate. Unfortunately, the hits kept coming, as when you got back to Zilspar, there seemed to be a group of individuals that had arrived in town during your absence. Once the description of what they looked like came to the ears of the company, Shauna rushed ahead into the tavern, which Kale quickly followed. It was a group of seemingly mercenaries, professionally hired, to track down Shauna for some offense she had done by way of creating a riot that burned down a castle. She had been chased for many months, according to this group of people, and they had grown tired of the wild goose chase that she had been putting them on. So they decided to gather information, and seemingly had got information on one of her adopted siblings, Kale specifically, and from there leaked the information so Shauna would find out that they were coming for him, which worked perfectly to their plan. And Shauna went to find Kale, which she hadn't revealed to him yet, but that was the real reason why she was there. was to try to get Kale to essentially leave, make sure he was safe. But with the group now having caught up with her and threatening not only Kale's life, but also the entire town of Zilspar, she agreed to go with them without a fight. She was able to give a name at the end, Rayla Osiris, which none of you are familiar with at the moment, but then they vanished in a arcane flash, leaving Kale more than devastated, the group confused, broken, aimless moment. And with Kale down at the beach by himself, letting out his frustrations, letting out his emotions in whatever way he feels at the time, kneels there in the smoking sand pit he has created for himself, with a shining beam of sunlight somehow breaking through the endless gray sky above him, kneeling there alone. And that is where we ended.
Okay. Oops, wrong button. There we go.
So, it has been probably about 45 minutes or so, Kale, since you've been to the beach. If there's anything anyone else wanted to do in that time frame specifically, let me know.
Shioryn was going to basically work on the notes that Torque wrote out. By the way, I got some confusion last night. Was there a common version that was in common or not?
Yes. There are 3 lines of each comment written in Common, Draconic, and Elvish.
Okay. So a lot of it was just me rewriting everything that I'm pretty sure is basically not people don't want to know, to let everyone know. What was
whatever Shioryn would be uncomfortable with people knowing, yeah.
Whatever basically the most important stuff of that the facts and not the sidebar. And if Kale doesn't show up after an hour or so, Shioryn will probably go to the beach to see, or not go to the beach, but try and find him, which I could probably extrapolate.
He went in a very specific direction. So.
Yeah, I can probably extrapolate that he went to the beach. If anyone wants to do anything in that time, that's fine.
I'll look for my rare chalks.
You're going to look for them specifically in Zilspar?
Yeah, see if anybody has anything like it, or maybe there's anything at Angela's place.
I won't make you roll because it is unfortunately not something you're going to find in Zilspar. You do look around for around the town. It's a small fishing village, unfortunately. So even if you did find someone who might have a gem, it wouldn't be in the quality that you needed or in the state you needed for that specific spell.
Okay.
So unfortunately, your find is something that you will need to take to a larger town, with the closest one being Sharn. Torque, what is he doing?
He is out there shopping for more paper or parchment. I assume that since Zilspar is like a herding town, they would have parchment more than paper, since that's, animal skins.
That, and they also do get imports from Sharn as well. So they do have some. It's a tad bit more expensive, but they do have decent quality actual paper, if that is what you prefer over the handmade parchment.
That's a great question. He does like the feel of paper, but parchment does kind of last a little better.
Zog likes his niceties, and having good paper for government and official business is something he prefers.
He'd probably try and get maybe 20 or so pieces of parchment and 10 pieces of paper.
All right. How much of the parchment?
About 20 pieces of parchment.
20. So that'll run you 5 copper for the parchment. For the sheaf of 10 paper, that'll run you 2 silver. Sure, and you finish kind of plain editory on Torque's notes, trying to figure out what you feel would be appropriate or not, and you find the process a bit hard to concentrate on at the moment. You're going through, and some of it's hitting you a little bit, but it's more you end up concentrating on actually remembering the events as you're reading them instead of trying to imagine what's going to be taken out. And you realize that this is something you might have to do once this day has more come to the end, because it's
makes sense.
And at that point you kind of get up and decide to go find Kale. Takes you a little bit, but you have an idea of where he might be. And
speaking of which, the fireballs and stuff like that, would that have been visible from where we were?
No. The beach is a good couple miles away from Zilspar.
Okay.
So, and it's at a lower elevation too. But you head that way, and you kind of crest over the hill at first before you go descend down. And unless you had any specific of how you would be there, Kale, I imagine you see Kale sitting by himself in a ring of black around him, of charred sand with bits of it showing bits of gloss and shine as these kind of streaks of superheated sand has turned to glass in this odd display of sorrow and beauty at the same time surrounding Kale.
I think seeing that, I would have to take a moment to just look around like, wow. And then quietly, you're still sitting, Kale?
Yeah. I don't think I would have moved.
Is the beam still shining on him?
Not at the moment.
I was about to say, if there was, Kale's going to use control water and just have rain.
You gotta match the mood.
So Shioryn would take a moment to marvel at the duality of the destructive and beauty of what he's done here, and then like walk up and just sit down beside him, not really disturbing him or anything like that.
It's easy for you to tell that she's coming, as when she gets close enough, you can hear the crack of her footfalls on the charred sand. I'm guessing you're avoiding the glass.
Yeah.
As much as possible.
I'm going to have to, because I don't wear shoes.
And but then she sits down next to you.
Mm-hmm. And like I'll just silently look out for a bit, and after a moment, I'll speak up. Are you feeling any better?
Marginally. Not really.
Yeah. I had to do some editing for Torque, and it's not making me feel much better.
Yeah.
What did you mean when you said we got the wrong Hawkins?
Ron Hawkins. My brother probably would have been a better person for all this. He doesn't seem to get himself into trouble like I do.
Yeah, the big brother who's better at everything, right?
Twin brother, but bigger than me, yes.
I know how that is. My brother, he and my dad were both all about the duty and saying I've learned up on the surface, they had sticks in their asses about training and stuff.
That does sound like him.
I've always been better at the magic than the fighting, the physical.
Much the same. They always Darian always told me that he didn't think that I'd make it out here. That I didn't have the personality for it.
Well, to be honest, I disagree. Things have gone wrong for us, but honestly, I really do appreciate you at my side as a warrior.
You just deserve better than I do. Than me.
I don't know about that. Can't really imagine anyone better. I mean, I feel like it would, if your brother is like my brother, he would be really hard to travel with. I enjoy your sense of humor, which admittedly I kind of missed for the past few days.
Must have lost it.
I do miss it.
I'll go find it.
Jared like giggles at that. We've all dealt with a lot, but maybe if I feel like this dragon thing might help us out a bit.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just I tried really hard, Shioryn.
I know. I saw. We both did.
I found myself in the same position I was when I got here. Kind of felt like I wasted my time. Like I wasn't worth it.
I agree. I felt the same. Hey, you know what? Shioryn's gonna stand up and walk forward a bit towards the beach towards the water. You know what always helps me?
What's that?
She's gonna start removing her armor. A swim.
Oh. Right.
And she has clothes under her armor, so it's not like she's actually stripping or anything.
Thank you for the clarification.
Are you sure about the clothes?
Yes, because wearing armor without clothes actually hurts.
But you're going in the ocean is what I meant. Are you
Oh,
keeping them on?
it's skin. It's like, it's definitely tight clothes, but like, it's also the kind of thing that you would wear underwater normally, because you know Triton. You want to join me?
Insulating.
Mm-hmm.
What?
It might help you feel a little bit better. Whenever.
Does Kale know how to swim?
Yes.
Okay. Making sure.
Whenever I was upset, I usually just took off. I swam wherever I wanted. Like,
I'm pretty sure you had ample places to do so.
yeah, I don't really plan on going far here, but I feel like it would still help a bit. Come on. She's gonna grab his hand and pull him up.
Oh God. Okay, all right. Sure.
All right.
If it makes you happy.
So, I'm sure he'd be removing his armor too. Unless, what kind of armor do you have?
Leather.
Okay.
So yes, it's not salt waterproof.
Yeah. And we go for a swim, I guess. Shioryn, of course, swimming a bit better than Kale.
It's a
Eh?
when you dip into the water, it's not a bad temperature for you, Shioryn. You're able to get in and get acclimated quite quickly. Kale, it's a process. you either take your time getting in and deal with the cold as it slowly elevates up your body, or you just
Yeah, I'm the second. I just get it over with.
yeah. So you get in and it is a shock to the system, but you immediately feel as your head dips below the water, as the cold rushes in and penetrates your skin, and you feel yourself kind of tighten a little bit, but you feel when you kind of come up for air and breathe, you almost feel calmer. There's just this immediate kind of dropping of your heart rate, and it's a refreshing moment that the shock of it just kind of brings some clarity that was lost to you in the sorrow there for a moment.
And
Okay, I think I'm good.
Shioryn will after a bit, Shioryn will do like a swim around Kale. I don't know if that's visible under ocean water, but
it's always not too deep. You can see at least the bit of her, and you can, as you probably expected, obviously. And, but you see that Shioryn is a very good swimmer. She is able to quite literally swim circles around you with very little effort.
But after a couple of swims around him, she's going to pop up right in front of him, facing him.
And for the first time, you've seen her without the giant frizz of her hair.
Oh yeah, I would have probably removed that too. Her hair is actually really long.
Removing your hair?
No, remove the braid.
She's got a weave on, just.
Whoa!
And she's got a bit of a smile as she pops up in front of Kale. And you know what, Kale?
What's that?
There's been a lot of talk about roles we expect. About roles for us all and, expectations. What if for once we just ignore them?
How so?
Shioryn's gonna lean in and kiss him.
Noted. Kel is like in major. What the hell just happened though? Obviously it is welcomed, but he is definitely surprised. And whatever composure he does have is completely gone.
I'm just watching people talk in the chat, the two people talk in the chat. Shioryn's gonna say something like, she is going to say, if I didn't have this role thrust on me, you can believe me that I think I would prefer you over any stick in their ass older brother. In many ways.
Wait, I'm sorry. Are you engaged to your older brother?
Yeah, that's what Kale just heard. He's like, what?
What?
Oh, I think I just gave you the wrong. No. If I wasn't. She turns purple.
We're really not good at this, are we?
No. I haven't had a lot of practice, to be honest.
Clearly.
But
same with me, I guess.
Keep it. It's Scott. What I mean is, I don't think we got the wrong Hawkins. I think what we got is someone who's confused about himself. And to be honest, I can feel the same way. I can understand, to be honest, I can understand that. But I think I like you as you are. Or
Thanks, Shioryn.
As you're both floating there, there's another break in the clouds as another beam of sunlight breaks through, and for a moment you see it kind of cascade down over Shioryn. She doesn't seem to notice it as she's looking at you, but you definitely notice it, Kale, as something very similar you just saw yourself.
Kale's gonna look up towards the sky and just kind of like narrow his eyes a little bit.
do I notice that?
You see him look up, but when you look up, all you see is a gray cloudy sky.
She's gonna shrug and, ignore it, I guess. Did I maybe help you feel a little bit better?
Oh, yeah. Yes. And it's also really cold.
Oh, right. People, surface people aren't so good with cold. I forgot. Sorry. Let's get out. And warm out, I guess. Warm up, I guess.
At that moment, as you guys are realizing this, there's the sound of something moving through the water, You quickly realize both of you hadn't been paying attention more than to each other, and you look over, and there's a small rowboat coming in towards the shore itself, and there's about 3 individuals on there, and one of them's kind of leaning over the sides, like, "Y'all need a ride back?"
Damn it, Circus.
I
Do
think
I?
we're good. My armor's on the beach.
How far out
No,
are we?
I mean, you guys probably made it out about 20, 30 feet. You guys have kind of like floated out a bit.
I got this. Thank you. I'm gonna pull Kale on my back and have him like wrap his arms around me so that I can swim him back.
You, Kale, you do recognize a few of the younger men from Zilspar in the boat that are some of the fishermen, and you see them just kind of like chatting with themselves as they row away from you guys.
Kale's gonna make a mental note of that for later. Just a visit to them, as he will. You saw nothing.
And
But you guys get back to shore. It's bitingly cold after that dip into the ocean. Your clothes are wet and stuck to you at the moment, and it quickly is a moment as the air around you whisks away the water, creating quite the chill.
I forgot to open up my character sheet.
So, let's get back to the not that I'm not enjoying this, whatever this is.
Get
But,
back to
maybe
town?
We should. Yeah.
Yeah. Might be a good idea. Good night's sleep should also help. Also, I still got a few things to rewrite.
Oh, right. The notes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Kale would know about that, right? Or
I
does
don't-
he? No, he doesn't.
I
Sharon
mentioned-
the notes.
I mentioned
Yeah.
that I was doing
you
some
mentioned it, and you definitely saw Torque writing them.
some edits. All right.
We should probably get back there before people expect anything.
I'm going to go ahead and use shape water to draw the water off him, since I know he's probably not going to do so good if he stays cold with it for much longer.
Don't worry about me. It's just some case of hypothermia. It's all right.
It is an odd sensation as the water is being the excess water at the very least is being pulled off the surface of your clothes and out of your hair, and you're no longer drenched. You're still kind of moist, but you're no longer drenched.
Moist. Okay.
I love any excuse to say that word.
Moist is
For that
very-
face in the right corner specifically.
Wow. It's just so. Okay. Well, thank you. I still recommend we get back to town.
Yeah. All right, let's head out.
Just...
She's already putting on her armor. It seems like the armor doesn't even really matter with the water for her.
Okay.
As they are getting themselves collected and coming back to the village, circle back. Merrick, what are you doing?
If I didn't find any, I'd probably just stay at the house and wait for everybody to come up with some sort of plan.
All right. What about you, Torque?
Sorry, what was that?
During this time of them taking a swim and then getting Clinton coming back to town. What would Torque be doing after he's got his paper?
After getting some paper, he'd probably be looking to see if they've got any, like, wool yarn or anything like that. He's kind of got a little craft project in mind.
Easily enough. Probably another couple copper for a spool of it.
Sure thing, sure thing. Beyond that, if possible, he would grab a flask of oil because he remembers that they had wanted one back when they were in the underground, so may as well have one on hand.
They have lamp oil. Yeah, so they'll have a small, basically, they have like vials of the lamp oil essentially that are 5 copper per bottle.
Probably end up buying it then.
Alright.
Can I? No, it doesn't.
Which,
do that.
After that,
by the way, when you go into the general store to get these items, you immediately scare the individual behind the desk as they think they're being attacked by some monster. There's an immediate "Ah!" as they throw up whatever they have in their hands and duck behind the counter, picturing you as some monster that has just broken into their store. Even though you probably just turned the handle and moved in, they just immediately freaked out. But once they've realized their mistake, they're just immensely apologetic to the point where they even give you one of the oil flasks for free.
Get them discounts.
It's okay. Used to it.
And then
But,
do you head back
After
then?
that, he would probably head to the tavern because that was the local meeting spot that he had known about. Because they never actually made it to the house with him. So
Yeah, he did. Very briefly when they actually went
Okay.
to go get when they go.
then yeah, he'll head back there, or at least attempt to.
Okay. Make a history check for me, just real quick.
Sure thing. Not bad. A 13 for a 13.
Yeah, you're able to find it pretty easily. Are you inside or outside, Merrick?
I'm probably just in like the entryway kitchen area, probably just sitting.
You would come to the house. It looks dark on the inside, but you do see the flaming hair of Merrick in one of the windows.
He kind of looks into the window, taps it with his nail.
You can see your lizard folk friend staring at you through the window.
I'll open up the front door and be like, entrance is over here.
He'll walk over. It's probably a pretty tight fit through that door, right?
I mean, you gotta duck and like shift your shoulder a little bit, but you're able to get through.
Why build small hut?
The house was a gift. We didn't build it ourselves.
Modify.
Would be a good idea once we have time. Any luck in
He'll just hold out one of the oil flasks.
I'll take it.
Thought was good idea. Said needed back.
Thank you.
With that, he'll just kind of find a corner to sit in and just kind of start using his claws to kind of start crocheting with the wool yarn.
Do we have like a pantry at the house?
Yeah.
Is there any dried meats or cheeses?
Kale lived there.
Kale, yeah. There's plenty of food there.
There's
Along
lot
with
of food.
along with a bunch of animals.
I'm gonna.
Oh yeah, I
hand
forgot
Torg-
about those.
I'm gonna hand Torg a piece of dried meat and a small thing of cheese.
You quickly have an audience.
I'll feed the
Don't let
pets.
Torque eat them.
I will feed the animals and look at Torque and be like, off the menu, and point to all of them.
There's Tinkles the cat. There's Opal and Shade and Becky the raven, and then there's Ainsley the dog.
Looking at the cat, Torque hisses.
Which it immediately gets its hackles up.
Torque responds in kind.
Piss off.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation.
Years back.
I'm gonna use prestidigitation to like cause a spark in front of the cat, to kind of like shoo it away.
It just jumps like a good 5 feet in the air, lands, it just takes off, is gone.
This may
After
be a bit
moment,
of a
Torque
problem.
blink. Cats don't like me. Feeling mutual.
It'll leave you alone for now.
You do hear as you guys are sitting there and that all happens, you do hear and you look over, and sitting on a aptly placed kind of cushioned chair by one of the windows is Ainsley, curled up looking out the window.
I'll go over to him and pet him behind the ear and just, he'll be home soon, buddy.
The tail wags a little bit, but he stays where he's at.
I'm sure someone came over and fed him while we were gone. Fed
Oh yeah,
them all.
the animals all seem well fed and fine. The house is a little dirtier, but they're all
Were
fed
there
and
any?
taken care
Were
of.
there any fights?
From the looks of things, the ravens all seem to be fine. The cat is pissed off because obviously doesn't enjoy being hissed at himself. Tinkles was already kind of an ornery cat. And Ainsley just seems depressed.
Well, Ainsley's on brand for the whole team. Gotta fit in.
As you finish scratching behind his ear, Merrick, and you start to walk away, you suddenly hear him jump off of the cushion, and like the of feet like across wooded floor as he tears out of the room, and you hear a as the essential doggy door at the front door gets just plowed through, and Kale, as you are bending around the corner, you see Ainsley just tear out of the door, and is just dust flying up behind him as he comes racing towards you, immediately jumps up to greet you. Like he's so excited, he jumps up, but then like flips backwards and then runs around you a little bit, barking, and yeah.
I think someone missed
Hey,
you.
bud. Yeah, I was away for a while. A little bit longer than I expected.
He continues his excited greeting of you by jumping up and licking and kind of doing these spinning circles where he kind of was almost like chasing his tail a little bit, and definitely seems excited, and then does eventually go over and greet you as well, Shioryn.
I'm gonna lean down and give him some good pets.
He is immensely interested in your wet, salty skin, and is licking your hands and your cheeks, and is immensely interested in that.
Oh, that reminds me. I had a question during the scene, but during the previous with Torque and Brain Y. But
Eric?
the shape water says that it can freeze. Would you reasonably say that I might be able to warm it up as well? Like warm it up before drawing it off?
I don't see why not.
Okay. I'll probably do that to make sure he warms up before, taking it off, so that
Mhm. But you guys get into the house, and it's despite the events, it is a nice feeling being home, Kale. As the other animals greet you, the ravens definitely squawk up a little bit. Tinkles doesn't come to you and greet you, but you see Tinkles over in the corner, and is like looking at you. But you see his eyes like shifting over to where Torque is sitting.
Does everything seem to be in acceptable condition?
Acceptable for 5 animals living here
There has been
by themselves
no
for a couple of
evidence
days.
no evidence of any insurrection and/or shenanigans, as Kale said.
Not from your passive checks. Walking in the door.
Can I insight check
But
Tinkle?
what about the cult?
It's pretty easy to see that Tinkles is not a fan of Torque.
Okay, you all get a pass.
I just put food out for them.
Thanks.
Is
You're welcome.
Tinkles all right? He doesn't seem to be happy with Torque right now.
He'll get over it.
Don't get along.
I'm gonna cast Speak with. Did I even keep that on? I did not.
I am out of spell slots.
We got a long rest. You should have spell slots.
I blasted all my spell slots.
Yeah, that was less than an hour
Right,
ago.
right,
so-
right. Okay, yeah, I did not. I forgot to. No, I forgot to. Actually, I wouldn't have thought about it. I did not add speak with animals because I took that off because I was going into a battle situation. Okay, but I'm going
does seem applicable to killing people.
I'm going to lean down and offer my hand to Tinkle.
Make a animal handling check.
Oh boy, it's not bad.
Get advantage for smelling like a fresh caught salmon.
Just slightly altered DC.
18.
Tinkles will take a roundabout way, but will work his way over to you and
Well, I'm.
sniffs at you.
Yeah. All right. Give him some pets too. It's all right. I thought Torque was scary at first too, but he's actually not. He's very nice.
The house itself is a bit dreary, unfortunately, as there's only been a few lights actually lit, and the day is starting to come to its evening, not quite the end, but it was already a gray day, so it's starting to darken even more outside. And you all sit in this house. I'm guessing light up the place a little bit. Kale, you most likely start a fire, I'm guessing, to warm yourself up and the others. And the place quickly gets a bit of more of a homey feel to it, as you prepare some food and get things kind of just settled a little bit. And you find yourselves within an hour and a half or so, having eaten your fill if you're hungry. If not, it's the food just sitting untouched by whoever didn't. And you're all sitting in kind of the living area, either on the floor, on cushions or couches, and the future is laid out in front of you in an indecisive manner.
Quick question. Are there any discarded raven feathers about the house?
You probably find one or two, yeah.
Alright, yeah. Torque will grab those.
So, there's something I want to work on.
Is that
Apart from all
Kalen
this
talking?
dragon stuff. Yeah, this is Kale talking.
You. What's that?
Shauna was taken away today.
I was wondering, but you didn't seem to want to talk about it.
Yeah.
What happened?
A bunch of mercenaries were at the restaurant at the inn, and apparently they used me as a way to get to her because she caused them some sort of issues.
Oh, that's just mean.
Well, they tried to use me to get to her, and it worked. And in order to prevent me from getting involved in a fight, I guess she decided that it was best if she went with them. Sorry, my memory is usually not this bad. What is the name that Shauna gave me again? Something Osiris?
Rayla Osiris.
Rayla Osiris, that's right. But Shauna did give me a name to look up. Rayla Osiris.
None of you have any idea. I was going to say someone could roll a history check, but none of you have been in enough civilized areas besides Kale to really have even a chance. So you can make
Are you sure that Torque hasn't been in enough civilized areas? I mean,
not with the chance of hearing about this individual. Kale, you can make a history check, essentially what you've been trying to go over in your mind, see if it means anything to you, but you can try.
In fairness, none of us can go a week in a civilized area without someone dying.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, that's why I don't think Kale would have any idea either, honestly. So
you would have the best bet because of where you lived, where you grew up, so you can make the history check.
Okay. That would be a 14.
The name, as you're kind of thinking about it, does actually strike a chord. You remember reading something in the papers one day about a new headmaster at the University of Undaunted being appointed. I'd say probably about 6 years ago. It's vague. It was just barely at the edge of your memory, as you remember reading a quick excerpt. That's the word, from the news paper that you had that talked about a headmaster Osiris being appointed as the new headmaster of the Academy of Undaunted.
Okay. I don't know where this is. I just remember seeing the name like it.
Yeah, the Academy of Undaunted is in the capital of Fairhaven in Undaunted. It is the leading place for magical education, essentially. People come there from all of the realms of Corvair to learn, essentially, the arcane arts.
Okay.
would Torque have any knowledge about that place from his mentor grandfather?
He probably would have mentioned it once or twice. The place itself, not necessarily the headmaster, though.
Okay, yeah, that's just what I'm worried about. Wondering about if he knows if it even exists.
Mm-hmm.
Kale obviously relays out all that information, at least what he's worked out in his mind, but...
And that's the thing, you don't have a first name. All you have is
Yeah.
Headmaster Osiris.
Yeah.
May or may not be the person.
said in Fairhaven?
Fairhaven, yep. Ondair is north, pretty far northeast of where you guys currently are, past the edge of Breland and neighboring Thrain.
Okay.
In between Thrain and the Eldeen Reaches.
Correct.
And we're in Breland, right? Like
You're
south
far
of
south
Breland.
Breland, yep.
Yep.
Right.
So where is this related to the place that we are supposed to go for the dragons?
You guys haven't figured out a place for the dragons. You guys just thought we should go seek out the dragons.
Oh,
Well,
I thought
if
we were
there's
given a
any place
name.
to also seek out dragons, it's probably at a magical university. They'd have some records on them.
True.
I did suggest going towards Drome to try and at least tell the gatekeeper druids as well.
Merrick will
Thank you, Navi.
pipe up. Actually, I might be able to answer a lot of questions if you guys are willing to go somewhere with me.
Well,
Where's that?
The Demon Wastes,
Ominous.
but in a safe location in the Demon Wastes. I can actually get us there soon. I can cut down days and days of travel instantaneously. It'll also be slightly closer to where you would like to go for your academy, Kale, than we are currently. Though not by much.
As the crow flies, per se.
well, I guess, where exactly are we going?
The demon waste.
I mean,
The exact location is not something I can say out loud. For protective reasons.
okay. Understood.
You never know whose eyes are watching and whose ears are listening.
Too many at this point.
The only problem is I need to go somewhere where I can acquire magical components. Not expensive ones, but magical components nonetheless.
Well,
You hear Becky pipe up from one of the rafters above the fireplace. You hear, too many eyes! Too many eyes!
is she warning us
Oh,
about
good.
something? Oh, excuse me.
Becky is the only crow alive that has true sight.
They all have true
Insight check.
sight. It's confirmed.
You can infer whatever you'd like. It was a raven talking.
That's never a good omen.
Yeah, quoth the raven. Nevermore.
Mimicking something it's heard before. I know Shioryn is not a place that we enjoy, but if we could get in and out in a night just to acquire the magical items I need, I can get us very, very far away from Shioryn, so anybody who might notice us won't be a problem.
The mention of Shioryn immediately builds
Yeah.
anxiety in both Shioryn and Kale.
Yeah.
Merrick's voice even kind of like skips a little bit when he mentions it.
I guess if we go to Shioryn, we can get the notes that Torque had to someone directly, and I can send off the letters I want to send.
Well, I also happen to know exactly where I need to go there, so it should be quick.
Right. I'm not a fan of Shioryn, but if we can be in and out quickly,
We've also been away from it long enough that maybe whatever heat was on us is settled, at least a little bit, where they're not actively looking.
So over the six months, how much were the brawlers looking for Shioryn?
The time you spent hiding in Shioryn, it wasn't so much of seeing them physically looking for you, but you did hear a number of rumors talking about people looking for a female Triton.
Yeah. And I'm sure the trident was mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I've learned disguise self and the ability
Thank
to.
goodness.
So
Thank goodness I look just like every other half elf.
yeah. Well, I think I can handle that on my own. I've gained a few abilities to help me hide while I was still there.
The descriptors that you would have heard people talking about, it's like, well, yeah, Triton, she's got this really unique blue, kind of purplish skin, just frizzy hair, all this intricate, like coral looking armor. What about the other guys? I don't know, he's blonde, I guess.
The white guy?
There was another guy?
So easy to get the person who's unusual. That's your superpower, Kalen.
I
Being
am.
a regular old Joe.
Alright. Well, since we're headed there, there's something I also want to do there too. I don't know if I can do it here or... Would I know if there's a blacksmith in the town?
Yeah.
There is?
Yeah, you had seen Lyslin mention them before when we first arrived.
Right.
To help him make his grappling hook or whatever it was.
Yeah, the
Alright.
rough gaff hook of his, yeah.
Let's take a couple days, relax, decompress, and then we can head out.
How
Kale.
many days was it from Sharn to Zilspar? Just in my own memory.
It
About 5.
is, yeah, about 5 days.
Alright.
Hey, Kale, tomorrow, can you help me with something?
Context?
I need to get a few acorns and a few other items from the woods.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
It shouldn't be too hard. I figured you'd be the one to know best where to find this stuff,
I am your guy.
since you've been here the longest.
I am your guy.
All right, thank you. Let's what was that?
Nothing.
Would there be, since we're in Angela's house and she was an herbalist, is there herbs to make potions at the ready here?
Nice reference, but Valerie.
Yes. Sorry.
Since we're
always
at
gonna be
Angela's
Angela.
house?
Sorry, what was the question?
Being she was an herbalist, is there like herbs that I could use to make potions here?
Unfortunately, no. Your fairy friend attempted to look for the exact same thing and was disappointed that she took most of her stuff with her.
Is there anywhere in town that I could acquire some?
Not magical herbs, no.
I just realized I'm not centered. Alright.
Well, then I will use my own herbs to make one potion over these next few days.
Actually, I have an herbalism kit. That might help.
I do
Oh
too,
wait,
but
do
I
I?
still need the
I have the
materials.
proficiency.
Mapping it out, actually, looking at the position of Zilspar and Shard and actually doing it, actual reference point, it's almost 10 days, actually, from Zilspar to Sharn. It's about 230 miles.
Yeah. Okay. I do not have an herbalism kit, but I have proficiency, so if we obtain one, I can help you.
I have one, so I can make them. I only have enough herbs for one potion, unfortunately.
Ah. Actually, well, Kale and I are going into the woods to grab some stuff tomorrow. We could probably grab some more if you want. You can come with us and...
If we can find some, I would love to get us a little bit more prepared for the road.
Yeah. Well, we can make it a thing. Torque, you want to come?
Torque, who has been crocheting this entire time, occasionally looking at the animals and paying attention to what you're all talking about, just kind of flips his head. Could find bones.
Possibly.
Always.
Possibly.
Ainsley, who has been has not left Kale's side the entire time he's been back and is currently curled up with his head in Kalen's lap. He hears the word bone and his tail starts wagging.
Good dog.
Wags more.
Torque's tail also begins to wag.
Kale's going to go to the cupboard and grab a bottle of wine.
I guess we're gonna make
And,
this a thing tomorrow.
He's gonna head outside to the backyard.
You are followed by Ainsley at the very least.
Okay. So in the backyard, I have three little little small shrines. One that has a little stone on it and a dagger placed into the dirt. Another one with periwinkles growing on it. And then another one that has a empty bottle of wine. I'm gonna put the new bottle of wine on there. And then I'm just gonna look down at Ainsley.
Kind of sits there and he's looking at where you are, but when you look down at him, he looks up at you, tail wags a little bit.
You know, if I didn't blow all my spells, I'd talk to you right now.
His head just kind of cocks to the side.
Let's go get you a bone.
She immediately gets up and does a little twirl circle and follows you.
All right. I go and I bet I have like old, dried bone things for him.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's for being a good boy while I was gone.
Which he takes it eagerly and begins. Seen a really couple sad videos of dogs having to go to vets because they've gotten their lower jaws stuck in the ring bones.
Yeah, that's why you gotta be specific with which bone
Yeah.
you get them.
Yeah. This is just a straight up, dog bone.
Mm-hmm.
The quintessential shape. Yeah.
It's actually a part of Lysan's antler.
No. My bow.
There's a special taste to the Fey marrow.
Was there any feathers that Torque missed around the house?
Make a perception check.
Perception is 15.
15. Yeah, you do find about one and another one that's kind of a little bit more haphazard, but
I only need the one, so. And also tufts of fur.
Just pet Ainsley for like 3 seconds.
Yep. I'm gonna grab some tufts of fur from around the house too. Like I could probably just collect it from little piles of fur somewhere or something.
And the cat
Easy.
and
easy enough to find.
So that leaves 3 more things that I need. All right. And then after that, her head's just gonna shoot up as she remembered something because I just remembered it. Oh, Kale! She's gonna go find Kale.
Yeah.
Hey, you know any recipes that involve cheese? These notes that Torque has been writing, he's been hearing stuff about that and he wants to try it.
I know a few recipes of cheese. I mean,
Yeah, let's go ahead and make something for him tonight for dinner.
okay.
I'll make something that I learned how to make during these 6 months.
Sure, let's do this.
Kale's pantry is well stocked and
Oh, wait.
available with.
Did we
pretty
already
much
have
anything
dinner?
You would need. Technically, I said you guys did have dinner. Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'd say for dinner tomorrow. All right.
Okay.
So.
But what about second?
Yeah, you guys aren't hobbits? What are you talking about?
It's a cultural thing where I'm from.
All right.
Please tell me you're playing a halfling next.
She looks up like, ooh.
I totally am.
Complete shot in the fucking dark there.
Oh boy.
I am. That's so funny.
That's gonna be fun. So, I guess that's all I have
was
to do
big,
for the
so I
night.
must be small again. I go back and forth.
I guess that's all I really have to do for the night. Other than like, I guess I put off the editing for the next day,
All right.
and I'll put off all the writing. I have like a few letters I want to write, but as well. But like, if the editing isn't going well because of mental health reasons, I probably would put off writing the letters as well.
The day is an odd mix of sorrow, but yet feeling comforted by being around friends and allies, and also moments of confusing romance. Possibly.
Confusing romance. I'd probably confuse the hell out of
Kale does not compute.
Yeah. And you all settle in. The dark sky of the night outside, feeding into a bit of the dark mood that is kind of sunken over the lot of you, but at the same time there is a hint of determination as you have a possible way forward and goals to achieve still. Easily forgotten in the moments of sorrow and depression, but concentrating on those motes of drive and devotion are things to hold on to, and they kind of spur the feelings of there are still things that need to be done. This isn't the end. And as you guys all settle in for the night and take your respective rests, we will take our break here, and we'll be back at the top of the hour.
Nice.
Sweet. Peace.
It was super fun watching the chat while that scene played out.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
You know, as soon as Shioryn suggested swimming, I was just in my head, just nothing but, kiss the girl. As it turns out, it was kiss the boy.
Yep. I'm gonna go grab a non-water drink. Alright, chat. Y'all have fun while we're taking this brief intermission. And no riots.
All the riots.
If I didn't say I have a yoo-hoo, that would probably make people question my sanity. Welcome back, Tori.
Hello.
So how's this been for you?
Love the awkwardness.
We are disasters.
Lovable disasters, yes.
I hope everyone enjoyed that scene.
No, I found the perfect on Twitter.
We've only been waiting for it for like 14 episodes. It's on.
Right? I know. It's like the slowest of burns. We got a little peck, but okay. But basically, my Rachel Green gif on Twitter just like sums up that whole interaction.
I should probably check that out.
Oh, from Friends? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had sticks in there. That's the first thing I see.
Can't wait till you all meet Kale's brother. That's gonna be an experience.
Mm-hmm.
Twin brother, but yes, he is bigger than me.
No, seriously, Kale's like 5'7". Darian's like 6'4". So someone paid the premium rent and then
he got all the nutrients.
asshole.
I'm wondering
I
if
love how Shioryn keeps saying they had sticks in their asses and not up their asses.
she finds it funny.
Like- I know, but it's sticks in their asses and not up.
You know, I think it's perfect.
I know, I love it.
Oh. So, Brian and I actually had, like, not fully planned the conversation, just, like, some bullet points of things we wanted to cover. And, because... and I told Scott, like, a few days ago, actually, I think it was the day after our last session, that we might take up a bit of the session with this conversation. He also had no idea what we were planning, but...
To be honest, I have very little idea.
Mhm.
Just, you know.
Most of this was my planning. But I told him the bullet points I wanted to cover.
Yeah.
And yes,
Oh,
part
yeah.
of it was setting that ship a sail.
Hello?
By the way, did y'all see the surprise GIF I had?
No.
No?
No.
Yeah,
So-
I was laughing my ass off.
That was
Here.
me yesterday realizing what the hell we just did.
Everyone go ahead and check out the stream. I'll show you what I did.
Let's see. Okay.
Let me know.
Let me go to Twitch.
Yeah, sorry. Let me know when you are watching.
I'm watching an ad at the moment.
Oh, yeah, ads. If y'all have redeems, you can redeem an ad time, and I'll do.
Watching an ad.
I'll be able to do one ad per ad time, and that'll remove ads for anyone who comes in for the next 30 minutes per ad.
I am watching now.
Everybody in?
No. I still have 7 seconds left on my ad.
Mm.
It's for Rain. Rainbow Sherbet.
By the way, I think I chose the best music for downtime.
No clue what that is.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't have the audio on, so I don't know.
Ew. My stream is not loading.
Hmm.
It's just frozen.
The main reason I want to show it here is because of how I did it, rather than just the GIF itself.
just have to check out on the stream after, maybe.
All right. Well,
I have an idea.
Or you can clip
No
it for
audio.
me.
yeah.
No
Okay.
audio, but
I can watch it from here. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me.
All right. We good?
Yep.
Here we go. When Shioryn sat down, I had that happen. And let it sit until the
Alright, fitting.
and then when she got up to go swimming, fade out. I I feel like that was pretty genius right there.
It was good.
I can do that if I have actual planning for things.
that was a GIF I sent yesterday when I found out that we wanted to have that conversation. I was like, oh my fucking god.
I also wanted the gif of Rudo popping up in front of Link in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
Where she like starts approaching him slowly in the water.
Yep. But the only one I could find was the actual text afterwards.
That's literally what popped up in my head when you
Mhm.
guys were having your discussion. I was like, Kale's about to get this sword sapphire.
Yeah, you mentioned that too. Oh, I'm so glad it went off as it did. That was well done on
It
You're
was as
both are.
disastrous as we had hoped it would be.
all three of our ends. And
I'm not sure if I want to stick with climbing or if I want to switch to jumping for my beast soul after this long rest.
I really think both of us actually needed that.
For some reason, I just pictured Torque like hopping on all four like a rabbit with the jumping. I don't know why.
Boing, 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 boing. Boing. Alright. Everyone ready to get started? Continue,
Yes.
whatever. Alright, let's go.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Did not sleep well last night. The morning comes. Light filters in. It's more cloudy than overcast. The gray skies have finally kind of broken, and the morning sun rays kind of streak across the land and giving a bit of a brighter start to the day. But the day is yours.
So first
Okay,
things first.
so
Breakfast. I'm
first
sure.
things first. Yes. So I'm going
Oh,
to
really?
I'm going to go out to my kitchen, and I'm going to pull out some flour, some water, some eggs, sausage, and cheese.
Hmm.
I'm going to make a dough. I'm going to cook some eggs, scramble them up, shred some cheese, cook some sausage, throw it all in there, fold it up like a empanada, and bake it.
Comes out beautifully. You make it just one for yourself or for everybody.
No, I made enough for like everybody.
I guess we
So
all
you all wake up to the wonderful smell of an actual cooked breakfast.
And when you all like come out, Kale is actually wearing a chef outfit.
Well, I would know what this smell is by now, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah. That smells great.
especially living in the slums of Sharn, you would know what this smell of cooking meat smells
Yeah.
like.
Torque will kind of look in, like, tilt his head.
And I use probably more than one type of cheese. So, hey Torque, you want some breakfast?
He kind of like reaches towards his back, and, like, slowly pulls out one of the remains of his wheel cheese.
Hold on. This has cheese in it. But it's cooked cheese. With some,
Like, slowly crawls over.
Melted cheese is much better than not melted cheese.
Mhm.
and I cut one of the pasties in half and like pull it apart so you get the cheese stretch.
Oh, I've had these. These are so good. You're gonna enjoy that, Torque. It's an is it an omelet or what?
No, it's a pasty.
Pasty.
It's a
Okay.
pasty, whatever.
He'll slowly reach for it.
Hot.
Smells delicious.
It's it's funny that Shioryn isn't the one trying new stuff now.
He'll stick it in his mouth.
And it tastes like nothing.
Oh,
Like nothing.
you're burnt. The burnt taste buds.
You gotta let
tried-
it cool
he
down a
tried-
little bit.
He tried to eat a black pudding. He got nothing left in his mouth. There's no taste
Oh,
buds.
I never change my spells out.
Turkus just kind of shrugs.
We need a 7th level spell to fix your tongue.
He got the COVID.
Or, a greater restoration should do it.
you need a
Restore
burnt
sight,
orange.
Restore taste.
Why did I
The
put
burnt
speak with
orange and
plants in here?
brown sugar, right? Yeah.
Yeah. We
I
know
don't know,
how
I-
to fix this.
I actually enjoyed losing my taste when I got it. It was like this whole new way of seeing the world.
So, how is
Then I
it?
got it back. He looks whelmed.
Like you can feel the textures, you can feel the warmth, but there's just no
He
taste
looks
to it.
whelmed.
Sticks
Would-
to teeth.
Would I?
Yeah.
I'd be able to put two and two together about his taste buds, right?
Make an intelligence check.
Well, that's not my best thing, but I'm not guidance thing because I don't think that would be a thing I'd think about. 14?
Let's see Shioryn attuned to the band of intellect.
What was that?
So let's see Shioryn attuned to the headband of intellect.
I mean, I wouldn't mind, but I think Torque has got it right now.
Merrick
No,
has it.
Merrick does.
Merrick does,
Eric
right.
has it.
But that was a 14.
He just doesn't seem to care for whatever it is. Not as disgusted by it. He just kind of is like eats it.
Merrick will put 2 and 2 together because I remember I was one that shoved a potion on his tongue to see if it would help.
Yeah.
That you
The
did.
taste bud's still not working there, buddy.
Oh.
Taste bud.
Oh, we've.
What mean?
The
Can-
little bumps on your tongue aren't registering the flavors.
He takes out a piece of paper and quickly scribbles that down.
Oh, you can't taste it. Oh, that's. Well. That's sad. Is there anything we can do for that?
I'd imagine there's restorative spells that could fix the taste buds. There's spells that can cure blindness and deafness. I'm sure they could fix a tongue. I personally don't know them, but
I'm sorry, Kale. I didn't realize this would be a thing.
Don't worry, I make food for kids. They hate things that They hate things they loved yesterday.
Kale, how often do you cook with Kale?
You know, it surprised me that it's taken almost 27 episodes for that joke to come up.
I was actually planning on doing it way long before if someone actually gave me something about some kale. To actually say,
I
oh,
just, like-
kale is delicious.
I just imagine he like hides one leaf of kale in everything.
You can
he
still say
makes
that, Shioryn.
as like a signature.
You can still say it.
One of my adoptive parents leads a very healthy diet. And such, I have had to include kale in almost everything. There's no kale in this. Well,
You?
yes. Anyways,
Yes,
who else
he
wants breakfast?
he left his DNA out of your food.
That's good cooking. So I'm gonna definitely eat.
It is delicious to you, Shioryn.
Mm. You know, I have definitely missed your cooking.
That's good to hear. I'll take that compliment.
But yeah, you guys finish up breakfast, and the town of Zilspar is getting underway for its daily activities.
All right, so we're going to the woods, right?
Yes, that's what Shioryn has said.
You guys are going up north to the King's Forest.
Yeah.
It'll take you probably about 1 or 2 hours to get up there.
Before that, I would actually like to grab an herbalism kit myself from the store.
Sure.
I really should have done my spells before I,
5 gold.
Alright. Before we got back. Planned on doing it and then forgot. I do have 5 gold. And added to equipment. Okay. So this would come with some herbs in it too as well, right?
Sorry, what?
This would already come with the herbs in it?
Some
Yeah.
basic ones.
Alright. So we do a hunt for the herbs he needs to make, we need to make a,
It's more the instruments than anything.
to make some potions, and I need a large acorn. And was there anything else that we needed?
Nothing particularly. Nothing I can get here, anyways.
All right.
Okay.
All right. You guys head off to the woods. Like I said, it takes about a couple hours to get there, but it is a nice, peaceful walk. Nothing, no monsters pop out of the ground. No evil magic casters come streaming out of the sky in epic fashion, portraying their villainous. But it is a peaceful walk.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys are looking for things specifically, 1 or 2 people, or if you guys want to separate, however you guys want to do this, do it as a group, do it as separate people. How would you like?
I say we divide it.
Yeah, I specifically want to look for the herbs myself.
All right. So anyone wanting
Yeah.
to go off and look for their own thing can make separate survival rolls for themselves.
Yeah, Torquil, he's looking for either discarded bones or, small animals, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I guess it's just us again.
I don't mind. I'll be looking for probably the same thing Merrick does, but as well as the acorn brain. Why?
Hmm?
What was that?
Oh, it was Skylar's dice tower. across the room.
It's good.
Well, that's a natural 20 plus 7.
I am going to use a sorcery point to reroll my skill roll.
The moment things move, like the moment everyone else starts moving away, Shioryn, you kind of like step forward and you find immediately what you're looking for within the first like 10 minutes.
Oh, hey, I recognize these. Merrick!
Yes. That's going to be a 24 for Merrick on his own survival check.
So the two of you kind of together, Shioryn would notice it first, but you'd find it. There's a small batch of these red-leaved flowers that have these kind of white spots along them. And there's only about 4 of them in this bunch. And that's about all you're able to find, even with the natural 20s.
You said 4 or 5?
4
4.
specifically.
Okay. Well,
And
Yeah, I
then
was like-
and you do find your acorn right away too.
yeah.
What is the conversion rate of those? Is like 1 herb equals 1 potion, or
It is 2 herbs per potion.
Makes sense.
Per
Alright.
normal. You can use all 4 to make a greater if you'd like.
Well, you led us to the right place, Kale.
That's what I do best, apparently.
It is 8 hours of work time to make a normal. It is 3 days of work hours essentially to make it greater.
I say we just make 2 normals. That way we can spread the healing out
Yeah.
in case anybody goes down.
Makes sense.
Especially considering recent events. I make
Meanwhile,
one, you make one?
Torque has a 21 on his hunting for small creatures. Specifically, he's looking for snakes and birds, but small mammals he'll also hunt.
You are searching around looking for any kind of animal, specifically live ones or just their bones?
If he finds bones, that's best, but if he sees living ones, he will hunt them.
You see as you're looking around, kind of sifting through the brush, you're going off of the trail a little bit into the woods, and you find you see something off in the brush a little bit. It's a tiny white, kind of speckled rabbit, and it has something in its mouth. Seems shiny, very small.
Okay. About how far away from it is when he finds it?
Say about 30 feet.
30 feet? Okay.
You're the only one there.
I did switch to jumping over the long rest.
Okay.
Now I'm just considering what's better, to leap and pounce.
See, I'm just picturing this rabbit sitting here, just looking around, and then just like the camera like focuses past the rabbit, and there's just the shadow of this scaly creature in the brush, stalking the little rabbit.
Yeah, he'll probably do the pounce.
Make an attack roll for me.
Just think of this Jurassic Park scene where they're after the sheep.
Yeah.
Alright, that's a natural 11 plus 8.
You out of the brush, quick as a flash, and you land on top of this thing before it even has the time to start to jump, and it immediately you kill it humanely, quickly.
Yeah, I just
done.
sink my claws right into it.
And it's done. And once you've done that, you look into its mouth where you saw the shine, and it looks to be a. At first, you think it's like a possibly an insect wing, but it doesn't quite fit that description. It's rounded, it's broken off at a piece, and it has this shimmer to it, almost kind of like it's alternating colors slightly.
He'll kind of look at it curiously and kind of like pry it from the mouth a little.
It's almost insubstantial with what little to no weight it has. Seems fragile almost, like you're worried you might just break it just by holding it, but seems to hold up.
He'll kind of just gently cup that in his hand, like holding it like a, kind of like a finger cage, while he just stuffs the rabbit into his, essentially, basket that he uses for a backpack.
All right.
And he'll walk back towards what he thinks is the entrance.
All right.
Where, everyone had split up from.
Okay, what was your check?
That is a 9.
A 9. You were looking for what specifically?
I was just kind of looking around for just any sort of flowers.
Okay.
Good looking ones.
You find a few blooms throughout the forest, but it is correct me if I'm wrong, Zangetsu, but I'm pretty sure it's into late summer time at this point.
We are on the 28th of Olaroon, therefore very late spring.
Okay. So yeah, you do see a bit of kind of blooms around the forest. It's not too hard to find. Some, not necessarily ones you'd see normally in a bouquet, if that's exactly what your intention is, but you do find some pretty colors.
No, I'm not looking for a bouquet.
Actually, my mistake. We are in late winter, early spring. Sorry.
Ah, gotcha. So, a little less prevalent, but still some.
Okay.
Is there anything else anyone wanted to look out into the woods during the day?
We all went separately, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna try to locate Shioryn.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Okay. That's much better. That is a 25.
25. Yeah, you easily find her and Merrick, unless you were looking for anything else specifically, Merrick.
Nope, just herbs to create potions.
Okay. So yeah, you find her and Merrick very cautiously extricating these plants that when you come, you see them, and you've seen them around this area. Very sparse though. Like you've maybe seen them a couple of times in the months that you've lived here, but it is not something that is very often seen.
We're just chatting about how well it went.
Surprisingly easy to find.
I know I said Kale. I know I said Kale led us to the right place earlier, but I feel like it would be better to say it now. Kale led us to the right place.
Yeah, he's got good instincts on him.
Oh, hey, Kale.
Hi.
As you look around, he's
Hello
been
there.
standing there awkwardly for the last minute.
Yeah, I just kind of I was just trying to see if I was going to get a little bit more out of their conversation.
We're just sitting here, like, carefully digging up 4 plants.
Did you find anything you need?
Yeah, I found a few things for the house.
Cool. All right. We got everything we need here, including this actually pretty big acorn. Holds it up.
Shit.
Yeah, it's about that big.
That could be used as a projectile.
I mean, yeah, but I have other plans for it.
Well, in case of emergency, a guy in my town was killed by a turnip once, so you know.
A turnip?
Trauma has taught us that everything is a weapon.
As they're talking, about how long would it take Torque to wander up?
He found his stuff pretty quickly, but he went a little deeper in to hunt a little bit, so he probably would show up maybe about like 5 or 10 minutes later.
Okay, good enough, good enough. So yeah, eventually you just hear the crashing through the brush of this 7-foot tall lizard.
I'm
Just
never going to
staring at
get
his
used
hand
to
as
that.
he walks.
So he's actually pretty loud.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hearing that, Shioryn would probably turn around, like spin around, and summon her trident, not knowing if she was being attacked or not.
As there's now a trident in Shioryn's hand.
Does Kale's bow go off?
Nope.
Nope. So Kale's like, well, whatever.
Oh, it's you, Torque. Trident disappears immediately.
Found something.
You found what you needed?
He holds out his hand and kind of like slowly undoes the like finger cage that he's held around it.
Shioryn, your heart kind of skips a beat
I'm,
as you're the first one to see this.
I'm sorry. Remind me what it was. I was doing my spells that I forgot to do during the break.
What you see in Torque's hand is a small, it looks kind of odd at first, but until you take a closer look, but it looks to be, if your memory serves correctly, looks to be a small section of one of Air's wings.
Oh. Are those fairy wings?
They look like
in
airy wings to me.
rabbit.
Oh my god, I gotta leave from that one. Gotta get out of here. Airy wings. Oh.
You
I
said
thought that was a good one.
he said small rabbit.
Found in rabbit, and then he'll go ahead and pull out the rabbit corpse that he basically skewered on his claws.
In the rabbit?
Mouth full.
It's a small section, maybe about that big.
Hmm.
And still shimmers, changing colors as Torque holds it out to you.
Is there a barrier around that might need our help?
Can I take a look at those fairy wings?
Yeah, I mean, it's not fairy wings. It is literally just a section of
Section of
what
a fairy
would have
wing.
been a wing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
Torque's not gonna like keep it out of their touch if they reach for it, because they seem to be recognizing it.
You both do. You both do remember as well as you guys were getting to Zilspar, the haphazard crash through the trees that Air had before you guys arrived here. And this very well might likely just be a piece of her wing that was left behind.
Interesting.
Oh. Okay. Oh, I don't think we have to worry anymore. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this.
You should tie that.
You
one to
have to
that
have
bow.
pieces of all of us. Kale is a creepy serial killer. I can tell. One day
I
it
know.
will be
I'm just
revealed.
taking from Whitesland, okay?
It will be revealed.
Wait till you see his lamp collection.
He did sleep with one.
What's his belt made out of?
Oh
We
my
need to know.
God.
She taught him her ways.
Do either of you take the wing from Torque?
I do. I have a place for this.
On his shrine
I'm
for the
gonna,
thing. for
yeah.
the people
Yeah,
he's
his kill
killed.
shrine.
Kale's kill shrine.
I didn't kill anyone, okay?
He's just waiting until he
That's what
has
you
higher
want
level
people to
spells.
think.
He's just gonna Edo Tensai everybody.
Sure. That's exactly what I'm aiming for as a cleric. Well, are we done here?
Yeah.
The trip took a lot less time than any of you kind of imagined, and it's only been about, I'd say, about like 40 minutes, close to an hour that you guys have been out here.
That makes
We
the
got lucky.
time roughly 10:30 a.m.
Well, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take this back home and put it into a better place. Y'all can either stay here and look for more things, or you can come join us.
I need to get a fishtail from the market, but I need to get a fishtail and see the blacksmith and see if he has the other thing that I need. But
I think I'm going to go to the beach.
Watch your step.
Noted.
At the mention of the beach, Torque's tail kind of swishes.
huh? Today is a day to relax and recuperate, I guess. So,
I just have some things I'd like to practice.
Good place.
Water, not black.
No.
no. It's a nice greenish blue.
Never seen.
Well,
You should go.
Feel
Yeah.
free to come along.
I agree.
All right.
Maybe you'll see an MacLeod.
Let's
They
stop.
make good eating.
Let's stop by and grab the things I need. Drop off what Kale needs, and then, honestly, I could use another swim too.
Suit yourself.
All right. So you guys head back to Zilspar, another couple hours back there, and you guys drop off, collect what you need, and then who is heading to the beach?
Me.
Well, I guess I figured we could all go to the beach after, together. If
More the merrier.
Is Kale going?
Yeah, I'll go. But before we go, I'm going to approach Shioryn before we go to the beach.
By the way, the blacksmith, I need the gold leaf, and the fishtail. I don't know if that would cost anything, or if I can just get it like.
The fishtail would be in a fishing village, easy to find. The gold leaf, I'm pretty sure there's a specific price on that, correct?
Probably. I actually don't know.
What's the spell?
Well, I need it to be 200. It's you're talking about the spell itself, right?
Correct.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The two
The
components.
spell itself, I believe, is 200 gold.
What is the spell's name?
Summon beast.
Okay.
Yeah, 200 gold. Feather, tuft
Yeah.
of fur, and fishtail inside a gilded acorn worth at least 200 gold.
Yeah. the person there says that they won't be able to gild the acorn here. They can send it off and be gilded. They don't really have materials of that quality, unfortunately.
We'll be leaving.
Because you'd need paint infused with a decent amount of gold to be worth 200 gold.
Right. We'll be leaving soon, so I don't think it would be a good idea to just send it off. But thank you for your time. You did say I could make it myself, right?
If you find the proper amount of gold and find a way to flake it down and add it to the paint, yeah.
Okay.
But it is 200 gold worth of gold, so it's quite a bit.
I mean, the product tends to be way more, like, you can use certain materials and then the product turns out to be way more worth than the materials used.
In the matter of spellcasting, perceived value is not really a factor.
Okay.
It is more about its actual quality of substance.
Okay.
For reference, a 1 pound trade bar of gold is worth 50 gold. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and leave him with the gold for the information, for the time he gave me.
He'll accept it.
Mm-hmm. You know, because I came with him for business, and then I was unable to go through with it.
Mm-hmm.
But he should at least get something. All right, and I'm literally scrolling through spells, wondering what I should take. You know what? Speak with animals. Alright.
Unless there's anything else anyone specifically needed from town, you guys all end up at the beach within about an hour or so of traveling from there.
Kale did want to take me aside.
Oh, yeah.
You got everything you needed?
Yeah. Well, I have to meet a blacksmith in Shioryn. I think it'll be easier to do things there, but...
Wonderful.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we're going there, so might as well.
Yeah. So, about yesterday.
You mean the kiss?
Yeah. I have a whole entire... Forgive me for this. This is not exactly my specialty.
Yeah, speaking of which, you said the same thing yesterday, that you weren't used to it. Didn't you sleep with that murderer? I thought you actually knew what you were doing.
Oh.
So, there's not enough words in the common language to contextualize what actually happened.
Shioryn tilts.
But I slept in the same room with her, not had relations with her.
Oh, I think literally everyone thought something different.
Obviously.
Wow, okay. I thought you
Killings
actually
on
knew what you
Getsu
were
over here.
doing.
What was that?
The killings on Getsu over there.
So, no, I did not have relations with a serial killer. I merely was just an idiot.
lightheaded. Wow, that lightheadedness came on fast.
You got me to use my inhaler. Congrats.
Well, apparently I am too.
Okay, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. Okay.
I thought you were about
No,
to
no,
call
no,
for
no,
a
no.
president right there.
Was I your first?
Anyways. Look. Shioryn. I really appreciated it.
Oof.
Oof. Mm.
Can she get any bluer?
You calmed my soul. And you put things in perspective for me. That I don't think you quite realize it, but you're right. There is something to be said about not wanting to fit into a role or having more agency. Maybe that's what you should do.
What do you mean? Are you talking about my marriage?
You won't be happy. You know this. You're not happy with the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Have I ever told you about my god?
I don't believe you did. I was always curious, though.
Well, I know there was some internal discussion. But the god I serve is named Yoralis.
Would I know?
He is...
Make a religion check.
Religion. That's a 12.
You not heard of Eurelis?
Mm.
He is the god of joy.
That's actually pretty fitting for you.
We're invested in trying to make the world a better place. Making people happy. Making people find their place in life. Or at least helping people, you know?
Mm.
And my family, we were a monastery dedicated to that. And over the past few months, I've kind of had things put in perspective of how difficult that is.
Yeah, it does seem to be pretty difficult, doesn't it?
And I've had my missteps. We both have. I've had a lot of things not work out the way I wanted it to. But through all this, I still find myself believing in that cause. And I feel that that sentiment is returned by Yoralis too.
Shioryn smiles. I'm glad you feel that way.
What I'm trying to say is that I am invested in trying to make you happy.
And the purple returns.
Let me try to make you happy. If things happen and, you have to make the decision, then you make the decision, but I at least need to try.
You mean an actual relationship?
We've been through some shit. And I also can't deny this need. In
Shioryn,
my soul.
sorry to interrupt that.
This need to try to make things work out.
Shioryn?
Because
I'm sorry. Let me know when you're done.
I can't allow myself for you to just ease someone else's life for political reasons at the cost of your own happiness. That's against everything I stand for. I want you to be happy. Because you make me happy. That's it.
So, you know that shy anime schoolgirl, like, pose that you see often, hands behind the back?
Mhm.
Yeah. Shioryn kind of has that right now. I think at this point I'm honestly waiting until we figure whatever's going on out with the dragons before I actually make a real decision there. But in the meantime, I don't mind if we, take it slow.
I understand.
If I can't complete my land stride, then I guess I have a future here now. And if it winds up being something that I need to do, I guess we'll deal with that when it comes.
I'm just here to make you happy.
I want that to be mutual. If I can.
Okay?
Sharon's gonna give him another kiss.
That was a lot better than the first time.
Yeah, I think at this point, we both have a little bit of experience. Not much, but still.
There's a tender moment between the two of you before you hear a swish, 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 swish. And you look down, and Ainsley's at your right next to you, looking up at the both of you, just tails in the grass.
And you too, Ainsley.
Tail wags a little faster.
All right, let's go see these other guys.
Mm-hmm.
Which Ainsley bounds off ahead, but doesn't go too far before stopping and like looking back to make sure you're coming. You all end up at the beach, like I said, about an hour or so later from Zilspar. You get down and you see that the charred area of the sand has slightly dispersed. Some of it's just been covered up by some sand as the wind has blown. Some of the parts that were closer to the water have deteriorated more as the waves of the tide has come in and then left over the night. And you see something else that's just kind of off as you guys are kind of like spreading out. You get here, it's a decent day, it's slightly warm because the sun is actually out. But you see out in the distance, I should say as well, a number of boats that are probably a good few hundred feet out into the water doing their fishing.
Is this still the glass beach?
Yeah, the glass is still there. It's like I said, it's been separated slightly a bit from just weather and shifting of the sand. But what you see out along the left dock, out at the end, is what looks to be a woman standing there, bare feet, white dress that comes down below her knees and is just kind of like flowing around her. Long black hair that goes down past her knees and it's kind of flowing in the wind behind her. And she's just standing there facing out towards the sea.
I assume we don't recognize her?
You can only see her back, so you're not sure.
Ma'am?
You kind of call out. It's a decent sized dock, so you kind of call out towards her. Doesn't seem to answer. She's got her head kind of upturned a little bit, from what you can tell.
La Llorona.
Kale's going to approach.
Kind of you approach as the dock kind of creaks under your feet as you get closer.
What race is she?
And is
She-
the woman?
Mhm.
Seems human. You, like I said, you can't see too many of her features. You can't see her face. You just see this long black hair, pale skin, and she has her arms slightly like they're at her side, but they're slightly up, as if she's some sort of like taking in something, like the moment or something. As you approach Kale, as you're about to say something, you hear her speak. I was expecting you to be further away from here.
Excuse me?
She slowly, see the head slowly turn. And it's a beautiful woman. Looks no older than late teens, maybe early 20s. But the eyes hold an age to them that is unfitting to the youth of the figure. And she turns, and the jet black hair is kind of flowing around her, kind of sweeps across her face slightly. She turns and gives you a smile. She says, I suppose you don't recognize me. And she walks towards you, Kale. You do anything?
I kind of bound back in case she does anything crazy.
And kind of bound back a bit. But as you do, there's an odd, like, pull towards her. Not enough to, like, actually physically pull you, but it's an odd sensation of feeling like there's something connecting the two of you, almost insubstantial. As you kind of back away a little bit. And she gives a smile, stops where she is. There's no need to be afraid of me, Kaelin.
Who are you?
We've met once before. Kind of like reaches her hand out towards you. I saved your life.
insight check, I guess.
Yeah, I'm.
Sure.
Shioryn's tilting her head, trying to figure this lady out. Wants an insight check. As well.
WTF check, maybe?
Well, my natural one.
I do not recognize this woman, right?
Total of 8.
Physically no, but there's something about her, the eyes, the feeling, it's getting to you. Shioryn, after the moment you just had with Kalen, this is a very confusing moment to see.
Well, insight is a 24.
Are Torque and Merrick
24.
around too?
Yes, they are.
How's Ainsley
Merrick is-
reacting?
What is going on?
Ainsley's at the beach, and you see that Ainsley is looking at this woman, growling, haunches up.
So bad
Merrick
vibes.
he's capable of casting from quite a distance,
Mhm.
so he's
Right.
watching,
Oh.
ready to react if need be.
Mhm.
I
I'm assuming
think
with 17 passive, he's pretty aware of what's going on.
I think
Mhm.
Merrick is echoing through yours, Scott.
Yeah, sorry, I had my finger on the button. Kale, with that insight, you see the position of her hand and you see the look in her eye, and you get a flash of a taste of grave dirt, of a dark night, and a hunched figure forming into a feminine figure.
Oh, I am getting away from that.
You immediately back up away from the from her, back towards your allies, keeping an eye on her, and she just very nonchalantly continues to walk towards you down the dock. Her footfalls barely making a sound on the wood, while yours are creaking as you step back.
Do we get a sense of what she is from where we are?
From what you can see, since you haven't been close enough to hear the conversation, she looks like a beautiful yet strange young woman.
Based on Kale's behavior, though, something seems up, obviously.
Definitely.
Okay, so I got a couple of questions really quickly.
Mhm.
15 passive insight can tell that Kale is kind of skeeved out, right?
Yeah, definitely. Especially as he
Okay.
quickly backs off the dock.
Yeah. Cal, are you
Now,
alright?
this is a cultural question. Torque is from Droam, and I know things about Droam, and I'd assume Torque knows a little bit about Droam. Would this site raise any sort of bells in his memory?
Make an actual insight check. I'll give you advantage.
That brings me to a 23.
As she gets closer, there's a smell in the air. A smell that you don't necessarily recognize, but triggers an instinct in you of something is wrong about this woman. And whoever she is dangerous.
Should I swap to creepy music?
You want to?
I mean,
Kale obviously
I have
seems
chill. Is that
distressed,
even
right?
appropriate? Chill music.
Kale definitely looks stressed.
The moment Kale steps foot on the beach and she's still on the dock, Merrick is going to, from a distance, put a wall of fire between him and the woman, based off the situation.
So as Kale steps off, there's all of a sudden just a large bit of fire that a lot of you are all of a sudden, oh shit, what did she do? But then quickly look around and see Merrick with his hand up.
It's going to be max length, too, so like from the point of the dock, 30 feet to the left, 30 feet to the right.
Yep.
With the burning side on her end.
And you guys lose sight of her at this point as the wall of fire blocks your view sight.
Yeah.
Kale, get back over here, please.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Trident and sickle are both in hands.
Yeah, swords out.
Torque is going to spring forward and leap over the wall of fire.
All right, how tall can you leap?
So, using normal movements,
It is 20 feet high.
high jump equals 3 plus your strength modifier, but because I still have jumping, I can make a athletics check and add that to my jump height.
All right.
Which gets me... Oh, nice. 21 this time.
So you barely just over the top, and you land on all fours on the opposite side of the wall of fire, with the woman kind of... she doesn't blanch or anything, or balk at the sight of you or anything. She just kind of looks down and says, "Well, you're new."
Okay, now that I'm fairly closer to her, I still get that kind of like read of power, danger, right?
Yeah, and you can see in her eyes that same odd intelligence, that almost seems slightly familiar to you in an odd way. That the intelligence in the eyes doesn't quite fit the physical exterior. And
Torque
she...
will slowly reach into one of his pouches, the ones that are holding the bones from the flying horror. Just unhook the bag and kind of present it in like an offertory way.
She's gonna cocks her head. Ah. I've seen you've been to visit the Dalkirs. Fascinating.
Ancient ones coming back. Guidance. Mistress.
They're not the only ones coming back. She steps forward towards you.
Torque will
Are
kind of
either of
reflexively
them-
just kind of like grit his claws into the dock, but he's not going to move.
What was that, Merrick?
Are either of them ending their quote-unquote turns within 10 feet of that side of the wall?
She
definitely
was.
is.
She wasn't within that range. So, but Torque would have been.
That's a dex save.
— 17.
Fail. That's 23 fire damage.
The wall is immensely hot behind you, Torque. Do you move away from it?
He stays put.
All right. The heat is quite literally sizzling your back as it's getting red and hot, and you can feel it straight through any protection you might have from your scales or armor. And the woman kind of steps forward herself. Well, that's not necessary. And reaches her hand up and waves her hand forward. You feel kind of like a of wind past you. You feel the cool air breeze replace the heat of the fire as the wall just snuffs out. And you see Torque standing there on the crouched there on the dock, and with the woman in front of her. I do not come here to fight or threaten of any kind. All I did was come to check on my investments.
Investments?
Oh,
Would I
sweet one.
would I put that together?
It's a hack.
Oh, it's you.
Yes, it is. And she slowly walks past Torque, and just a very gentle kind of like, unless you stop her, just a gentle caress across your jawline. It's got an odd tingle to it as she does.
Tor continues to shiver like a chihuahua.
And moves towards everyone, kind of looks you all over a little bit. You all have definitely grown in power, but it doesn't seem to be enough, does it?
I do. Yeah, we do feel a little useless sometimes.
Well, maybe this place is not the best place for you to stay. It is quite evident that if you stick around here too long, you all might become stagnant. I need you powerful. I need you strong.
We do.
She looks to past you to Merrick. Are you going to go visit your teacher soon? I'd imagine that would be your first reaction.
He doesn't respond. He just glares at her.
Say hello to him for me if you'd like. He will help all of you. I know only so much, but from what I do, that is quite the secret you have there.
Did we ever get like her name when she okay? So when we revived, was it the hag that did it, or was the hag like an underling of the one that did it?
You're not really sure. She was just the one that was there.
Because it kind of like felt like two entities, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
There had been 3 shadowy beings when we resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she kind of steps kind of along the beach a little bit, and she seems to just kind of be examining the 3 of you on the beach, and looks to Kale. You... She kind of like almost like sniffs the air a little bit. You seem like you almost broke. But something has held you together.
Kale kind of reflexively grips onto his holy symbol.
As I said, there's no need to be worried or anything.
It might help if we knew actually anything about you. As far as we're aware, you just brought us back to control us.
Control? No. Guide, yes. And for who I am, the only thing you need to know is that me and my sisters all hold your lives in our hands. It is unfortunate that you have lost a few of the others, but the 3 of you will do.
Does she feel like she might be the same one that we saw initially, or is this a different one of the 3, perhaps?
Looks like a different one from the human persona that you originally saw.
Information breeds trust. Keeping yourself secret tends to make it hard on us, mortals.
Why do you think I'm here? I'm making sure all of you are here to make the right steps. Go in the right direction. And she steps closer to you, Shioryn.
Who are you? That's what I want to know. Name something. If
Names are powerful things, young one.
oh, maybe I don't know, a nickname that some people might give you? I find it hard to trust someone who's trying to be secretive.
At Shioryn saying nickname, Tark's head will snap up. Daughters.
She smile, kind of grace her very delicate features as Torque says that.
Daughters?
I am one, yes.
If she didn't take the pouch with the bone, Stark will snap it up in his jaws and just kind of bow after, kind of like Ainsley did with Kale, and just kind of like sit behind her.
Mm-hmm. She absolutely just kind of reaches her hand back and just kind of like gently like strokes the back of Torque's kind of like frills.
Well, I guess that's something. We are going to make a quick stop, and then we're heading elsewhere. It'll take a few days, but we are not going to be in... we're leaving Brelin, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from the sounds of the conversation.
We won't be in Brelin for much longer.
What is it you need from your stuff?
He needs some materials. Pointing at
She'll glance to you, Merrick.
Merrick. I also need to speak to a blacksmith, but I can actually do that anywhere. If you want us to hasten it. I did want to send off a few letters.
Merrick just has a look of reluctancy on his face when she looks at him.
She'll, still looking at you, Merrick, she'll say to you, Shioryn, what is it you need from the blacksmith?
She's gonna hold up the large acorn and the fishtail and the tuft of fur and stuff. Just to get this gilded.
Still never taking her eyes off of Merrick, she holds up her hand and snaps, and it kind of echoes across the beach, and you look at it in your hand, and the acorn itself is beautifully shining gold gilded.
Shioryn looks at it and blinks. That saved me time.
And there's a look of expectation still looking at Merrick.
There's got to be a catch.
The catch is all of you doing what is needed. And if I can speed that process, then I'm more than willing to help.
What are you looking to gain from the prophecies?
I, specifically, am only looking to further the means of who I serve. What that means is not your business. Your business is your roles.
You do realize that we're kind of tired of roles right now, right?
My role is what I decide it is.
She kind of smiles. Unfortunately, the strings of destiny care little about what the individual wants or needs.
But destiny is always changing based on what the individual decides to do. That's why there is no definitive end to these prophecies. It is all based on the choices everybody chooses to make.
Who says they're your choices to make?
I do.
You are quite confident, child.
I can go home and stop everything I'm doing right now and choose not to partake in any of this.
She smiles. Then please, do.
But I have my own goals, and I thank you for giving us a second chance at life, but I do not trust you.
Ah, and there's the rub of it. You can make that choice. To go home and do nothing. But will you? You have goals, you have things in mind. And my master, along with many others, count on that. These goals of yours, this land strat of yours, she looks to you, Shioryn. This seeking of knowledge, she continues to kind of like rub the back of Torque's head. Kalen's search for his truth and his need to protect his family and the ones he loves. All of these things, none of you will stop.
It must be boring holding all the cards, isn't it?
If only we did hold all the cards.
Can Merrick make a history check at the whole sisters thing?
Sure.
Our daughters.
Yeah,
Daughters.
daughters. That's what it was.
Not much comes to mind. You've loosely maybe have heard of a story of a coven somewhere that was labeled as the daughters, but it's not any more than just a... Am I remembering that correctly?
Pretty much, yeah.
Now, you understand my place in this. And I would hope at this point you all understand your place in this. So please, I'm only here to help you achieve your goals.
Well, tell me one thing. Are
Hmm.
you for or against the thing that we wound up dealing with down in that ancient city?
The Dalkir?
Mm-hmm.
Those maddening simpletons want nothing but to tarnish this world with their corruption. So, yes, you could say I am against them.
Well, that's one point for you.
That is a start.
See, we can all find common ground here. My goals do not necessarily mean the death or destruction of any of you. For all you know, towards my goals, it might be a paradise. The prophecy may go in many ways. To say one way or the other that it is going to go is hubris, unless you truly understand the prophecy. And very few do. She turns to Merrick at that point and just kind of looks at him as she says that.
4 sticks of magical chalk.
Waves her hand, and they appear at the ground in front of you. There's actually 8.
I'm not going to ask for personal stuff. That is just for... I'm not going to ask for stuff that is just for personal reasons. These are things that the acorn was the thing that I needed to help in the battles ahead.
I see. And you, Kalen, I'd ask what you need, but that list is quite long, I imagine, at this point.
I'm not going to deny that. I feel attacked. Kale's like, I can handle that.
Well, it looks like I have sufficiently motivated things to move along at a quicker pace.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you all enjoy your time in the wastes. And she will walk past, doesn't vanish, doesn't disappear in a grandiose magical display. She just walks up the hill and out of sight unless anyone tries to do anything.
Well, as she's passing by, full disclosure, I am going to try to learn more about you.
Please do.
Merrick doesn't do anything, but like the arcane energy that just suffuses his soul and everything that he is, he gives off like an aura of just pure heat just looking at her.
Kale's going to roll a cigarette.
The trident and sickle had gone away a bit before when we actually got some information out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess, Torque, you know one of the issues we've been dealing with.
Torque is still looking in the direction she walked off in, and shaking even more so than when he was down in the old city.
Are you okay? You're not hurt, are you?
No.
There.
Mistress revived. Tools. Fear.
Yeah, that about sums it up, I think.
Yep.
There are visible burns on Torque's back, though.
Kale's going to walk over and just put his hand on Torque's shoulder. You're
I'm
with
sorry.
us, though. And I cast heal wound.
I'm sorry my wall burnt you, Torque.
Torque just kind of shakes his head.
Well, if everybody would accompany me back to the house, we can go now then.
Before we go, I want to make sure this actually works. Oh, wait, I don't have the spell listed. Never mind. I didn't say that.
Okay.
Do we want to get someone to take care of your animals while we're gone, Kale?
Yep. Yeah, probably should. Also, Torque healed 23 hit points. Yeah, I should probably go talk to Gortha.
Does that by any chance affect his taste buds?
Probably need a lesser restoration for that.
The cure wounds does not seem to help his taste buds.
Would I know if a lesser restoration would do that?
You'd have to try.
Okay.
Not something you've done before, so you're not sure if it would help.
All right. Well, I guess our relaxation time might be over. Unless y'all want to. No, this feels like we should not stay much longer.
If you all don't mind, after this is over, I want to make a detour as well.
Mm-hmm.
I need to
Works
make
for
a
me.
personal errand.
Whatever you need. You've definitely helped all three of us, honestly. So whatever we can support you in, I think.
I will help with whatever I can help with, Kale.
Well, I want to drop off Ainsley
Where we're at.
to a place where he'd be the protector he needs to be.
Well, where's that?
Home.
Your orphanage?
Yeah. Doesn't have to be now. Just. I
Where-
have a
where
feeling
is
this
that
is
at?
about to get a bit. I have a feeling it's about to get a bit intense.
Yeah. I get that feeling too.
Where's your orphanage at?
It's out in the middle of nowhere. But there is a train station to a neighboring town. I'll have to figure out what that town is.
Breland, Zalargo. Where is it located?
You were located in Thrain, if you don't remember.
Yeah, I do remember. I just forget the the city that we took the train to.
Well, Thrain is neighboring Andor, or Andor, which is where we want to go for your academy, so we can push
Yeah.
past. Ainsley is welcome to come with where we're about to go.
Okay. And is Ainsley with me?
Yeah. He was like growling and had his haunches up the entire time that woman was there.
Okay. I'm going to cast Speak with Animals.
I did not like that person.
The feeling's mutual, buddy.
They smelled wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, buddy, we gotta have a conversation real quick.
Okay. He kind of like sits and looks at you. You can kind of feel though, as you like get close to him, you can feel like he's still kind of like very slightly vibrating with anxiety.
Hey, but it's okay.
Oh, so he looks exactly like Torque.
Hey, listen. As you saw there, we're about to get into some heavy stuff. Okay?
More danger?
A lot of danger I'm expecting.
Does that mean you're going again?
You're coming with us for a time,
Tail wags.
but I have a job for you to do.
Okay. Is it to protect the noisy birds again?
No, it's a bunch of noisy children.
Kind of like cocks his head at you.
My brothers and sisters.
Family.
Yeah. My family. Your family. They need someone to watch over them.
Will you come back?
Oh, yeah. But I don't want you to get hurt out there.
And he rests his head. I'm guessing you're probably at his level.
Yeah.
Kind of rests his head on your knee and looks at you. I don't want you to get hurt either.
I know. But this is the way it needs to be for now. Besides, I got Shioryn. She can heal just as well as I can.
Obviously he's a dog, but does he give any sort of like physical cue as to his worry?
There's definitely signs of anxiety, and he definitely is paying heavy attention to Kalen specifically as he's talking, where normal dogs don't seem to have that kind of attention span. Even though his intelligence itself has not risen at all, the act of actively communicating with Kalen has innately evolved a different status of intelligence in this dog than normal dogs.
Merrick will look towards Ainsley, and if he happens to look over, Merrick will just give him like a soft, reassuring smile.
You're within his eyesight, but he is very intent on Kalen at the moment. Are we going now?
Shortly. You're going to stay with us for a bit.
What about birds and angry cat?
Oh yeah, I gotta talk to Gortha. She'll figure it out.
Angry cat.
It's accurate.
He takes his head off and just kind of like licks your hand a couple of times.
All right, let's go.
You guys, Kalen stands up, and you guys start to head back towards Zilspar. And the moment of reprieve short-lived, and heading on to serve, accomplish, break destiny. You're not sure. But the way forward is, at least for the moment, somewhat clear. And we will pick up there next time. And Kalen and Shioryn, you both can have inspiration.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yeah, I think there was some good acting today.
Your Little Mermaid moment, man.
Brian was realized after the oh, I need to change to stream ending.
Kiss the boy.
Brian realized afterwards that he needed, like, we had Shioryn towards Kalen. We needed a Kalen towards Shioryn moment.
Merrick prophesized this all when he started making pink hearts above your guys' heads ages
That's true. That's true.
That's very true.
Oh god, this has been a wow. Sorry for
if y'all would believe it, that was not the intention at the start.
no. It just wound up evolving because of the way you guys were reacting.
It was prophesized in the stars.
Prophesized in the flames.
Sorry for taking up so much of the game, like putting ourselves.
It happens.
No, don't
Yeah.
be sorry. It was good.
The
Brian,
only time you should ever be sorry is if you make a shopping episode last 12 hours.
Message the DM off screen.
Brian and I actually realized, like, with like 3 characters dying and Sky kind of coming and going, it kind of feels like Shioryn and Kale are a little bit taking the main character type route, and as much as it shouldn't be like that, at the same time, it's kind of.
I feel like the word that we're looking for is that we've been the two constants, and we've been the
Yes,
constants
that's the
this
best way to
entire
put it.
time. So it's like, okay, the people who have been following us got to see things develop finally. That's all.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. If my work schedule allowed for it, I'd be here every Friday.
Oh, I get it. I'm so fortunate I don't have to have my previous job's work schedule.
Mhm. He wouldn't even be here if he did.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. After that lovely session, if you enjoyed that, go ahead and give us your follow. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, comment, subscribe, and ring that bell, because it all does really help. I personally will be back Monday, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and to continue playing Persona 4. And as far as we know, we will be back next week at 7:15 p.m. to continue this for session number 28. Oh, anybody got ideas for a name that's not going to spoil the ship sailing?
Unexpected
love
encounters.
is in the air.
I heard unexpected encounters. What was that, Tori?
Oh, I said love is in the air.
But with the A-E-R-E.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
like stuff in the
A-E-R-E. That's
air,
what I was
yeah.
gonna say.
Airy wings.
I don't know.
Land, sea, and air.
Kind of like the unexpected encounters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unexpected
encounters is the best one.
unexpected encounters
Kinda
is probably the
fits-
best. Yeah.
Kind of fits all of it.
All right.
Agreed.
Okay. And anyone have any streams they want me to raid?
Not on my side.
I have to expand this because for some reason the expansion. Why did that happen? The expansion doesn't work on unless I do. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about at all.
Yeah, I don't got any good looking targets today.
Well, you know what? I don't think we have we. I don't think we've rated Gamer Sledge yet. We're kind of chatting a little bit about D&D stuff because they do a like tabletop type things. So it might be a good idea to raid them for once.
Sure.
Actually, no, we did raid them. I just remembered that. But raid them anyways. All right. So, where did I put the OBS? There it is. Slash raid. All right, everyone. The raid countdown has begun, and everyone have a great evening, daytime, whatever time you're watching this. We'll see you in the next stream. Bye bye.
Hasta luego.
Raid has been done.